Well, good day, owners, and today is our first report for the 2018 season, and just a little bit less informal. Had a busy day today. Had to get up, take my mom into the airport, send her back to Halifax, and took my wife down to see the pandas at the zoo today. So got out this one. It's going to be a little shorter than normal. Hopefully, we'll just get to the facts, let you guys see what's been going on, and hopefully you enjoyed week one. It started off kind of a dead with Thursday night's game, kind of a sleeper, especially the first half. The defending champs really didn't show much until the second half, and it still wasn't a great football game. If you stayed and watched the Sunday late game with Green Bay and Chicago, you saw a classic for the times there with incredible performance by Aaron Rodgers coming back from a scary knee injury and getting them the win against Chicago. And also, if you watch Monday Night Football, two good games there too, as we saw Detroit get hammered by the Jets, and then the LA Raiders, who are the Oakland Raiders, who are going to be the Vegas Raiders, took on the LA Rams, who used to be the St. Louis Rams, and that was a good game as well. Fortunately, Coach Gruden lost his new home opener as new coach there in Oakland, but good game there as well, and some people needed points there to move themselves ahead in the game, and some teams got some points and other teams didn't. So we'll get right to our week one recap, and we'll start with what I'm calling the game of the week, although it was our lowest scoring combo game. The Acadian Assassins held off Too Tired to take the win 107-100, with Odell Beckham, her keeper, leading the charge with 27 points, and the newly picked up Julio Jones on the free market for first time in a few years put up 32 points for Too Tired, but that wasn't enough to get the win. That game was good to watch because I believe there was only 9 or 10 points needed by Too Tired on the Monday Night Football to get a win, and they weren't able to pull it off. So Gay Assassins were quite happy last night with the being able to hold off and take that win with the low scoring 107-100. Jared Cook sitting on the bench for Too Tired must have hurt because he put up great points last night in the Oakland game. Our next game was Steel Curtain held off Conley's Crusaders to take a 162.5 point to 140 win over game over Conley's Crusaders, and he was led by Le'Veon Bell's replacement, and he was probably hoping Le'Veon Bell doesn't come back for the rest of the season, as James Conner, the running back in Pittsburgh, in the rain there, put up 38 points. Aaron Rodgers, after the injury scare in the first half, came back to put up 35 points in the loss for Conley's Crusaders. And I believe he was the only quarterback that Conley drafted, so he's glad to see him back. Points on the bench also hurt Conley, as he had a few players there with pretty big points that probably could have got him the win if needed. Lucas Kickers started off the season strong, even without Le'Veon Bell, as she put up 145 points and took the win over last year's champ, Jethro's Heroes, who was only able to put up 119.5 points. The Tampa Bay New Orleans Air Show helped with Michael Thomas getting 43 points for Lucas Kickers, and Jethro is led by his keeper, Todd Gurley, who predictably put up good points in his debut on Monday Night Football. Sadly, if you looked at his bench, Carson Wentz didn't play, of course, with his injury. He has his tight end, Greg Olsen, just broke his foot, and I think is out for a long time. And his combined points on his bench were 12 for all his players on the bench, so he doesn't have much to look at. So look for some action on the waiver wire, more than likely from Jethro's Heroes. Mayhem handed new owner, Magic School Bus, Noah, his first loss of the season with 172.5 to 140. I thought that 172.5 was going to hold on for this week's high score, but I'll get to that a little later on. If you watched the smack board last night, I got a little cocky and called it probably by half, and then quickly got corrected by this week's high score winner. Melvin Gordon on my side led the team in his game with the Chargers, as he put up 32 points, while Alvin Kamara's 47 points wasn't enough for the win for Magic School Bus. Forsey's Fockers out on his own showed that Noah wasn't the brains behind the team last year, with his win of 178.5 over Huey's Hogs, who put up 130.5 points. Emmanuel Sanders, 34 points for Denver. As a running back in Denver, was the bright spot for the Hogs, Well, Forsey was led by Tariq Hill's career game, if you watch that, as he put up 51 points. His questionable third-round pick of the kicker, Greg Zurline, actually pays off, and he puts up 16 points in Monday Night Football to get him this week's high score and gets him the $10 win for this week. So congratulations, Todd, and thanks for correcting me on the smackboard last night. Our dog of the week this week was with his NFL team losing and getting pounded by the hapless Jets on Monday Night Football. This week's outcome can only hurt more for the newly named Inglorious Staffords, as Chris suffered to the hands of Mac Daddy, 159.5 to 94. That was a 65.5 point loss. Even with Tom Brady's 27 points, couldn't help the game there, and I think Tom phoned me this morning, was looking to get traded off that team. With the defenseless Tampa Bay New Orleans game, Drew Brees put up 44 points for Mac Daddy's Madhouse. So great week, enjoyed it immensely, catching up on the football, even though I spent most of the day Sunday at the horse jumping in Spruce Meadows with my mom. Even that was kind of fun. Anyway, so next week we got the 1-0 Steel Curtain taking on the also 1-0 Mayhem. That should be a nice close game. We've got the 0-1 Staffords, Inglorious Staffords, taking on Connolly's Crusaders, both losers there. So one of them will come out with their first win of the season. We've got the 1-0 Mac Daddies looking strong and taking on not too shabby of a team, Magic School Bus, who are the 0-1. Jethro's Heroes is trying to get his first win of the year as he goes up against Acadian Assassins, as she enjoys her win this week. Too Tired, 0-1, is looking to come back against the very strong Forsey's Fockers, who are 1-0. And Lucas Kickers at 1-0 will try to keep Huey's Hogs winless as Week 2 enters, as he sits at 0-1. For Thursday night planning for your players, if you have anyone in with the Baltimore Ravens or the Cincinnati Bengals, that's who's playing Thursday night. Doesn't sound like a very entertaining game, and not too worried about it, as I got to work that night, so I'm not missing much. Monday Night Football, we got the Seattle Shithawks taking on the Chicago Bears. So players there for Monday Night Football, and then all the other teams will play on Sunday, as Week 2 has no byes as well. Hope you're enjoying the league. Good luck to everybody next week, and congratulations once again to Todd for putting up this week's high score with his 178.5 points. Talk to you later. Have a good week.